short question. I know I think we can speak hours about this. The difference between Chun Fan Kung Fu and Jeet Kune Do. I think, if I say it by my own words, Chun Fan Kung Fu is more a martial arts system, which is taught by Bruce Lee, and Jeet Kune Do must be a collection of concepts or principles.
Yeah, yeah. The main difference between Chun Fan Kung Fu and Jeet Kune Do is Chun Fan Kung Fu is only the techniques, the collection of techniques that Bruce Lee taught while he was alive. Techniques. And that means that it's the same for everybody. Same techniques for everybody. We would call that the program. Okay? And Jeet Kune Do, it's a philosophy, is an idea, is a thought. And therefore, a thought, yeah. And therefore, it's different for everybody. Because Jeet Kune Do,
so you cannot teach it.
You can teach it, yes. You cannot standardize it. That's what Ino Santo says. It can be taught. You can teach Jeet Kune Do, but you cannot make it the same for everybody. Therefore, Jeet Kune Do is not a system, it's not a style. Jeet Kune Do is more of a philosophy or a mindset. That is Jeet Kune Do. It can be taught. I can teach you philosophy, I can teach you mindset, I can teach you concepts and ideas and strategies.
Yes,
it can be taught.
Different from Jeet Kune Do, different. So,
but it'll be different for every situation and it'll be different for every person. That's why it cannot be standardized. It cannot be said, it's like this. And you cannot say, this is Jeet Kune Do, this is not Jeet Kune Do, because it depends. It depends on the situation, depends on the person. And one situation, yes, it will be Jeet Kune Do, and another situation, no, it will not be.
So it's a kind of collection of strategies?
Yeah.
So can you say that's a collection of principles or so on?
I want to say is the fighting philosophy or mindset of Bruce Lee. And it's constantly evolving and changing. See? And so therefore it's something alive if it's constantly evolving and changing. So it's not a system or a style. The problem is you cannot understand or reach Jeet Kune Do without going first through Chun Fan Kung Fu. Because otherwise people get very confused. If you start with Jeet Kune Do and you don't have the basis of Chun Fan Kung Fu,
but Jeet Kune Do is already a fighting system.
No, it's not a system, see? Jeet Kune Do is not a system. Jeet Kune Do is a mindset, is a philosophy. Jeet Kune Do is what Bruce Lee used to create his system, but it was never the system. It makes sense? Do you understand what I mean?
Complicated.
It's not really complicated. Let me see if I can find an example. Okay. Jeet Kune Do is the driver. Chun Fan Kung Fu is the car. The driver is not the car.
Yes.
But without the driver, the car is not going anywhere. The car is just sitting there. The driver decides if you want to take the car to the beach, or you want to take the car to the mountains, or you want to take the car to work. The driver decides if you want the car to go forward, or if you want it to go in reverse. The car is just the car. The car is limited. It has only forward, back, 5 gears, 6 gears, 4 wheels, and 1 steering wheel. It's limited. But the driver can choose, today I go to the beach, tomorrow I go to the movies, the next day I go to dinner. So I have infinite choices. So Jeet Kune Do is the driver. Chun Fan Kung Fu is the car.
But the driver always needs a car.
Of course. Without the car, it'd be only philosophy, empty philosophy. It would never be anything for real.
So for Jeet Kune Do, you need fighting techniques?
Of course. And you need the fighting techniques from Chun Fan Kung Fu. If not, you're not doing Jeet Kune Do. You're doing Bruce Lee theory applied to Wing Tsun. Or you're doing Bruce Lee theory applied to...
With different techniques, and it's not Jeet Kune Do.
Of course it's not. Of course it's
so
not.
The driver in the car must be correct.
Yeah, because otherwise it's a driver driving a Mercedes, it's not a driver driving a Honda. You can drive different cars, but then it's not the same car.
Yes, the expression Jeet Kune Do is often used, and what is the right Jeet Kune Do and the wrong Jeet Kune Do.
That's silly. There's only one right Jeet Kune Do. Is Bruce Lee's fighting mindset and fighting philosophies applied to the style of Jun Fan Kung Fu. And so it's not difficult. The problem is people get very confused. There's a lot of confusion because there's a lot of people talking and some people don't know what they're talking about. That's the problem.
And as Nick already said, like in the Wing Tsun system, that different students from Bruce Lee teach differently.
Of course, because what they're
So
doing
like
is
in the Wing Tsun system, with Vietnam,
yeah,
everyone teaches differently.
they're doing Wing Chun using Bruce Lee's principles, but it's Wing Chun, it's not Jeet Kune Do. A lot of people say, I teach Jeet Kune Do. Okay, show me. No, you're teaching boxing, kickboxing, and something else using Bruce Lee's principles, but that is not Jeet Kune Do.
It must be the Chun Fan techniques.
Yeah.
And the curriculum is from Daniel Santo.
From Bruce Lee.
From Bruce Lee and Daniel Santo.
Bruce Lee
It's the same curriculum.
Yeah, because Daniel Santo had more of the techniques from Bruce Lee's curriculum. Because Bruce Lee taught, for instance, he taught a movie star one technique or two. He taught then Daniel Lee one technique or two. He taught Jerry Petit one technique or two. He taught Kareem Abdul-Jabbar one technique or two. Then he did a lot of private lessons with other students and taught them maybe more techniques. But the only one that had the whole system was Daniel Santo. Because Daniel Santo was in charge of teaching the classes.
I know, so I had read the class short before.
Yeah.
So Daniel Santo was mostly teaching Bruce Lee's classes.
Yeah. So therefore, imagine this is your school, right? And you are sick and you cannot teach your classes. So you're gonna grab your best student and you're gonna tell your best student, listen, this is the program, you teach it now. But this is the program. And you're gonna give everything to him because he needs to teach advanced students.
Already write it down, the program?
Inosanto wrote it down.
Inosanto.
Bruce Lee taught Inosanto a lot of things. Inosanto wrote everything down because he was very organized. Bruce Lee was not very organized. He was a little genius, and geniuses are sometimes not very organized. But Inosanto was organized. For instance, the wooden dummy sets, Bruce Lee never had 10 sets for Jun Fan and 10 sets for Jeet Kune Do. He just did sets. And Daniel Santo wrote it down and divided it in 10 and named this number 1, this number 2, and this number 3. Bruce Lee didn't have it like this while he was alive. So some people say that the JKD sets are an invention of Daniel Santo. Yes and no. He didn't invent them, he organized them into something that makes sense. So with Jeet Kune Do and Jun Fan, that's what it is. It's the driver and the vehicle. One thing is the techniques that we use, the program that we use. The other thing is the philosophy or the mindset behind.
Can you say something about this philosophy?
Now, you mean?
Yes. No.
Sure. The
Is
philosophy.
Is it too long or so?
No, it's not too long. It's really simple. It's learn the system, adapt the system, dissolve the system. So you learn the technique, then you make it yours, and then you break the technique.
Learn the system, adapt it,
and forget it.
Forget
dissolve it. Break it.
Yes.
So learn the rules, abide by the rules, forget the rules. That's part of the philosophy. Then another part of the philosophy is the system fits me, I don't fit the system. So for instance, if I have short legs and I'm really stout, I'm not going to do a lot of high kicking, I'm going to do more grappling. So I'm going to customize the style to me. I'm not going to be forced to do whatever the style says. So the style in service of the man, not man in service of the style. That's another part of the philosophy.
Already have to learn the Chun Fan techniques as far as I can do it.
Yeah,
but yes.
You need to learn them first, but then when you do Jeet Kune Do, you throw away the ones that don't work for you.
Right.
And you focus on the ones that really fit you better.
Good.
So part of the philosophy is do your research, adapt what is useful, reject what is useless.
That's often heard.
And create what is your own. That's what it means. That's the philosophy. So whatever works for you, good, keep it. Whatever don't work for you, throw it away. But careful, throw it away when? after you have mastered it. If you didn't master it, then you're gonna throw it away. You're gonna say, "Oh, this doesn't fit me well." No, it means that you don't know the technique well. First, you need to know it well and become a master, an instructor, at least, and then you can say, "Okay, this technique, it really fits me, good." Like for instance, I did Taekwondo for many years, okay, and I got to black belt, and I got to a level where I was really good in Taekwondo, and the axe kick doesn't fit my body. You know, when I tried to do it, wasn't my best technique, so I threw it away. That's not part of my Jeet Kune Do. Okay, but I did many years of axe technique until I was a master, and I taught it, and you cannot throw it away before mastering it.
Because if you just don't train it enough, maybe it fits, but you haven't just trained it.
Exactly, and that's what most people do. Oh, I tried this and it didn't work, so I threw it away.
I did it 10 times and they say it doesn't work.
Yeah, no. That's not what Bruce Lee said. Bruce Lee said, learn the technique, master the technique, make it your own so your body can do it without thinking, and then throw it away if you want, but only then, not before. So that's the philosophy of Bruce Lee. It's just simple.
That's everything?
That's the main points, and also be direct and non-classical. So he was against tradition for the sake of tradition. You know, if something worked, great. If it doesn't work, don't preserve it just because it's traditional. It needs to be traditional and useful, not just traditional. So his technique wanted to be simple, direct, and non-traditional. So simple as possible. If you can do a technique in one motion, do it in one motion. Don't do it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it just in one motion. So that's simple and direct, and then non-classical. So
I think that this time I'm applying the Jeet Kune Do principle to my Wing Tsun.
Of course.
But it's not Jeet Kune Do, but it's Wing Tsun with Jeet Kune Do principles.
Exactly. See, it's your Wing Tsun using Bruce Lee's ideas or using Jeet Kune Do's principles, but you cannot say it's Jeet Kune Do.
Do you think that in Wing Tsun is now in Wing Tsun not this philosophy?
Wing Tsun has his own philosophy, which is traditional. And it has good things, but it's not Jeet Kune Do. I think Krenschbeck did an effort to bring those two together because Bruce Lee was so popular, and he wanted to apply some of the principles of Jeet Kune Do. At least that's my interpretation, looking at the whole history of what he's done with Wing Tsun. But of course he does Wing Tsun. It's not Jeet Kune Do. It's clear. Makes sense?
Are you ready? Yes.
Yeah.
Ready? Can I put the interview on the internet? I think it's good.
Sure.
What do you think, Alex? Have you heard the interview about the difference between Jeet Kune Do and Wing Tsun and Chun Fan Kung Fu? Can I do that? I think it's already good.
Yeah, I think people need to know the differences and understand.
Yes, they often talk about it in the internet.
And that's why Inosanto never said Jeet Kune Do class. He said Jun Fan class, and then Jeet Kune Do concepts.
Yes,
and then people got confused.
That's the expression always. Jeet Kune Do concepts.
And then of course everybody got confused and mistaken, and they thought, oh, Jeet Kune Do concept is a little bit of Kali, a little bit of Silat, a little bit of Wing Tsun. No, that's not Jeet Kune Do concepts. Jeet Kune Do concepts applied to Chun Fan.
It's a name.
Yeah, it's just a name. But a lot of confusion about all these things. But since you are representing Bruce Lee, representing Jeet Kune Do, you should know. You need to know. You need to know the difference.
And with the graduation, I have heard that Dad Inosanto is the only one who gives certificates with the expression Jeet Kune Do.
He's the only one that got certified by Bruce Lee in Jeet Kune Do.
Yes.
That's true.
But did he give certifications in Jeet Kune Do?
No, never.
Only in Chun Fan Kung Fu.
Yeah.
And the other students, as far as I know, the other students of Bruce Lee didn't give any certificates. Or not in Chun Fan Kung Fu, I don't know. You don't know.
And they're not allowed to. I mean, while Bruce Lee was alive, he only gave permission to Inosanto to teach Jeet Kune Do. He only certified 3 people, Bruce Lee, while alive. One was Taiki Kimura, and he certified it in Jumfan Wing Tsun, which is the Wing Tsun of Bruce Lee. But it was Wing Tsun. It was modified Wing Tsun. And then he certified James Lee, who died really, really young. And then certified Daniel Santo. And Daniel Santo was certified in Wing Tsun Kung Fu, in the way of Chinese boxing or something like that, and Jeet Kune. So Daniel Santo has 3 certificates
From
Bruce Lee. 3 different arts, all the different evolutions of his ideas.
So you can say that
he's the only one certified to teach Jeet Kune. But he never gave Jeet Kune certificates, even though he teaches Jeet Kune. And he teaches Jeet Kune, you know how? First he shows you all the Jungfan curriculum. And then when you master the curriculum, when you're an instructor, there's a class only for instructors, and that is called the JKD class. JKD class is Tuesdays and Thursdays, closed door, it's not open to the public, it's just for instructors. And then he can teach Jeet Kune principles and Jeet Kune concepts to the people that already mastered Jungfan, and then they understand.
Good.
So that is the JKD class.
That is a JKD class.
That is a JKD class, yeah.
Only for the instructors.
Only for the instructors. So JKD can be taught. You can teach Jeet Kune, but to people that are already instructors in Jungfan. That's the right way of doing it. And then you can call it Jeet Kune.
Very fine. Good. Great.